Hello, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel, and for today's video we'll be looking at challenge 4.4 of the natural selection season, and I'll be playing Army of Darkness on expert difficulty. So I would say out of these two different maps that you have to play, Crusade versus Army of Darkness, I would say Crusade is a lot more difficult because there are stronger enemy waves that will be attacking your base, and also it is also time sensitive because you have to completely destroy the twilight camps on both sides within a period of time, I think about 18 minutes or so. So for Army of Darkness is a lot simpler, and this could be your platform for you to build a solid deck of only nature and twilight cards, which is only of an uncommon rarity. So this is my deck, and this is quite a relatively easy run, but it might take a long time because the spawning camps or the spawning waves are constant, and it can be quite difficult to obtain monuments in the beginning of the game. So it is a slower start, but once you get tier 3 it'll be a lot quicker and can run this map. So to begin, make sure to utilize your bandit archers and get up the wall. And also very important to take note is that you also have to get up the walls on the other side, which I didn't know because I thought that the shadow units that we are taking from the other side would not spawn. Yeah, for player 2 the shadow units would be continuously spawning, so later in the game there will be more shadow units attacking the bandit tent. Since you have a couple of these bandit crossbowmen, make sure to just send them over to the other side of the wall because that is where your monuments are not there and your powers are not there. So reinforcement wise it will take slightly longer, so recommend you to have 2 of your bandit crossbowmen right over to the other side, and 1 of your bandit crossbowmen, just you can alternate between the top and the bottom base, but I would focus on the top base because shadow units that will be attacking the bottom side, the spawning camp is a lot easier to destroy, which is over here, due to the placement of the spawning building, which is very close to the entrance of where you would attack, versus the other spawning building which is a little bit at the back, so it's harder to destroy this spawning building. And what I would recommend is for your commandos or your bandit crossbowmen to also use concentrate so that they're able to regenerate their life points much more quicker at 50% of their damage dealt. So in the beginning I would build a lot of Swiftclaws, and these Swiftclaws would have to aggro this or destroy this little army camp, so this army camp won't be affected by any spawns, and once this is killed your powers are free and you can just pick up your powers. Just make sure that there are enemy units spawning from this top left spawning camp. So first objective is to take down that spawning camp. Also the good thing about this is that your bandit towers can last quite a while because you have really strong bandit units supporting your base, so not to worry if you have not built your wall on the other side. Still recommend you to build the wall on the right side of the map if you are playing on player 1, and for player 2 you can build the wall on the left side of the map. Alright, let's take down the camp. So for this area you can attempt to save as many Swiftclaw as possible, or you can just let them all die. That's not an issue because you have a lot of Swiftclaw charges. Recommend to get full charges for Swiftclaw so that you don't have to worry about cut charges. So that one of these spawning camp now is down, you are free to pick up these 2 power so that you can gather more power, which is what I will be doing. And then now we will get up more Swiftclaw so that we'll get rid of this camp here. The reason why we want to get rid of this camp is that at this point, because we don't have any constant spawning attacking our power wells, we got a good flow of power, and at the same time we have some defenses right at our base over the top left so that our base will not be destroyed. And also a couple of Swiftclaws and Shaman can take down this camp. Just make sure to take it down slowly, don't rush it, and maybe get a couple more Shaman so that your Swiftclaw will not die. Alright, so you can just do this slowly because you got Shaman to heal your Swiftclaw. And the good thing about this area is that there's no spawning camp, so once you take down the enemy units they will not come back. You gotta make sure when you aggro, just take down a few of these shadow units at a time. Don't overwhelm your little Swiftclaw and Shaman army. Alright, we're doing quite well. Alright, let's get down the buildings. At this point I didn't know my Swiftclaw just walked through the wall and attacked the face tower, so both of the Swiftclaw here died. attack the face tower here first, because if I attack the face tower on the left side, the Knight of Chaos will be aggro and we have to kill the Knight of Chaos. It is at this point where I realized that my base is under attack and I have to shift my defenses and build up the wall on the right side. So if you have done this at the beginning of the game, it should be quite easy because you don't have to face this problem. The good thing is that I just got my tier 2, so I'm able to build up some living towers to defend my base over here. So it is all luckily at the right time, the right moment for me to shift my focus to defending my base. So the reason why my deep one is dying very quickly is that most of the units here are L counters, Knight of Chaos plus the Night Guard. So I recommend summoning M size units like the Burrower. As you can see, there's no M counter here, so Burrower is a lot more effective in taking down the enemy units. And I have one to run over to get up the walls to stop them from coming and entering my base. Then once done, I just have to build up some living towers and shift my bandit crossbowmen or my commandos over to be mounted on the wall. Right, so now that this is done and we have secured the base, our next step is to make sure that we secure the left side of our wall segment by destroying this spawning camp here, and once that is done, we won't have to worry about defending the left portion of the wall. So I have Burrowers to finish this task, and with tier 2 nature op, I can do creeping paralysis, which paralyzes units, and I can comfortably take down the spawning camp with no issue at all, and then just run back. And then next up on this area, the same thing will happen. I have to take down the army at the power well, get up power wells, and just take down the spawning camps, followed by tier 3, and I'll take down the remaining spawning camps. So this is the last wave that we'll be attacking after it spawned from the spawning building. And here I've just taken down all of the shadow units. It's very easy when you got tier 2, a lot more simpler and fast. So it's very easy. You got Burrower, you got Deep One. They are a lot more tankier than Swiftclaws, and just using Swiftclaws and Shaman. Yeah, but I think I was too ambitious, so I have to keep summoning a lot of units to take down the spawning camp, which I still failed. So make sure to not get too greedy. What you want to do is to just CC a lot of these enemy units and go straight to attack the spawning camp, because the life stealer can deal quite a bit of damage to your unit. So just make sure to not be too distracted. Your main focus is the spawning camps, because when you kill off more of these enemy units, they'll keep spawning. So that is the main focus. And once you destroy both of the spawning camps, you can just kill off your commandos so that you get more unit count for other much more valuable units of tier 3 or tier 4 unit. So let me just speed up, because with tier 2 you can get your tier 3 a lot more quicker on the right side of the map. As you can see, it is really very a fast run with deep ones hammering down on all of the enemy units. And it's time for us to get our tier 3 and have our deep ones clear the top part, run over, and just take down the spawning camps. Yeah, I also got Thornbarks, and they are able to take down the fallen Sky Elf, as my deep ones are unable to attack the flying units. So with tier 3, it is really a breeze to take down this camp. So over here, once you root your Thornbarks, you can just take down a few segments of the wall, and some of the enemy units within the wall itself will be aggroed, and this will help you not have too many enemy units to destroy. Because the issue with Thornbarks is that they are unable to control which damage are dealt to whoever. So if you have too many wall segments, the Thornbarks will deal damage to the wall and not entirely to enemy units, which you should prioritize in dealing damage to. So yeah, this is what I'm doing. I just make sure to attack a bit of the wall segment and aggro most of the enemy units, so that I'm able to kill off the enemy units and take my time destroying the wall and the buildings. The boss, or rather the Sataniel, which is the XL unit for this camp here, the biggest unit. And once it is taken down, tier 4 up, you have Evil Eye, you have a lot more options, and it is a breeze to take down the map. The only issue that you encounter from clearing this map would be the Worldbreaker gun. later on at the final enemy base, and I'll show you how I'll counter it, because it deals a lot of damage to ground units and we don't really have flying units. So the Worldbreaker guns are right here at the wall and also much more inside the camp. Alright, so now we've got tier 4. You keep your whole army of Thornbarks because they'll be very helpful, while your Evil Eye would be targeting enemy units and making sure that they explode, dealing area damage. Also, for this, just run into the Church of Negation. It does not have enough power or health to disintegrate a lot of your large size units at one go. So Evil Eye making sure that it attacks enemy units and just do splash damage. You clear off the enemy units very fast and quick. Very simple, take down the Shrine of Greed and get up your power wells. And as you can see right at the back, I have Shaman and Whisperer. So Whisperers are better healers, so I would recommend killing off the Shamans and building an army of Whisperers so that your Evil Eye or your Thornbarks will not die. The issue with having uncommon rarity is that you don't have any healing spells. The only thing that could help you is a healing garden, which I've built here. But honestly, you can build your healing gardens anywhere, because what you want is the ability of the healing garden, which is the ritual of recovery. Making sure that your Whisperers or Shaman can heal your troops by 110% more regeneration, and that will help your army to stay alive. Right, so once your army is healed, get your Thornbarks right in front to root, attack the wall, and we'll move in with the Evil Eye. See, look at the Evil Eye. Yeah, so you have green Pease, so make sure you make use of it if you think that your units are under heavy fire. So over here will be the toughest part once you run this entire area, because you'll be facing the Worldbreaker gun, and that's the main problem for this map, is the Worldbreaker gun. But it is very easy to counter. You just make sure to have units that is drawing attention from the Worldbreaker gun just away from your Evil Eye. Your Evil Eye will be the main attacking force to take down the Worldbreaker guns. And yes, now that we have destroyed all of the buildings here, what I will be doing is to make sure that the Worldbreaker guns are destroyed. And this is just me testing out how strong the Worldbreaker guns are, and as you can see, just 2 of them dealt so much damage, and my Thornbarks won't have a chance to destroy them, because also there's a wall segment. So Thornbarks is not the way to go for this part, and we will be building more of like the Mutating Maniacs or like deep ones to tank damage, draw attention of the Worldbreaker guns, tank the damage, and use the Evil Eye right at the back to take down the Worldbreaker gun. So this is an example of what would happen if you do not have any sort of units tanking the damage for your Evil Eye. So this is not a recommended way to attack the Worldbreaker gun. So this is just an example over here that I am showing you. And now we will just have to rebuild the Evil Eye, and let me just fast forward until we have the correct amount of units ready. So why I'm just building this Hatecaster is because it just is in range with attacking the wall. So this is what you should be doing when you have your melee units taking most of the heat from the Worldbreaker gun, and your Evil Eye would survive. So because previously over here the Worldbreaker gun was going to get destroyed, my Evil Eye will be focusing on the Worldbreaker gun at the bottom, and once my units that are taking the damage have been killed, I will be running away with my Evil Eye. Yeah, so you can also do something like this, where you know that you have a lot of Twilight Whisperers and you can heal your Evil Eye, and they are able to make sure that your Evil Eye don't die, and at the same time activating your Healing Garden's ability ensures that your Evil Eye would stay alive. So this is the second way that you can bring down the Worldbreaker gun, which is to have a horde of Twilight Whisperers healing your Evil Eye, and just constantly your Evil Eye attacking the Worldbreaker gun. So this is the second way. First way would be as shown previously with the Mutating Maniacs tanking the damage of the Worldbreaker gun, and the second way this time would have the Evil Eye just attack the Worldbreaker gun and Whisperers would be healing them effectively. So as you can see, 3 Evil Eyes are a lot better. I would recommend 3, not 2. They will destroy the Worldbreaker guns much more easier, and due to a more like combined health, they can last longer from the Worldbreaker gun as compared to just 2 evil eyes. Right, so now that Worldbreaker gun is done, we will move with our main army, the Thornbarks, to get rid of a lot of these buildings and a lot of the XL units that will be attacking us if we were to attack this entire base. Yeah, so now we see that we are able to use green Pease, and this is very helpful. Unfortunately for this, the mistake I made was to cast green Pease too close over here, and the reason why was because I forgot there was the Lost Brimstone, and this building over here prevents you from casting any spells within its like range, similar to Mouth of the Keeper. So that is a mistake that I made, and I should have aggroed a lot of these units and have them move further away from the Lost Brimstone, so I'm able to cast green Pease on it. Right, so once a lot of these extra units are done, you're on your way to victory. Just destroy some of these buildings. Make sure that you have a lot of units tanking damage for you, like Mutating Maniac. The reason for this is because there are Worldbreaker guns here, and the boss has a lot of health, 55,000 health. So you send your evil eye with Mutating Maniac, and your Whisperers will be healing your evil eye. What I did not do more efficiently is that I should have sent my Thornbarks over, because they will be able to tank some damage, and my evil eye would be able to kill it without me worrying if it will die. Also, make sure to activate your Ritual of Recovery from your healing gardens. And yes, this is how you win Army of Darkness on expert difficulty. And if you do enjoy my video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you guys again real soon for our next video.